That sounds like a lot of jobs gone in. Why?
Well, there are a couple of factors at play here, Kimberly. The first, of course, is the closure of Jack's, which you mentioned just now. Now, Jack's was a discount store chain that Tesco opened in 2018, specifically to take on the German hard discounters, Aldi and Lidl. They announced after the stock market closed last night that of these 13 stores, they're going to be retiring the Jack's brand name. It was named originally after Sir Jack Cohen, the founder of Tesco, all those years ago. They are going to be closing 6 of those stores permanently, and the rest will be converted into Tesco stores. That's one part of the announcement. The other that we've had this morning is that essentially they're going to be doing away with overnight replenishment of stocks in 36 of its larger stores and 49 of its smaller stores, and accordingly there will be an impact on jobs. Now, the reason that Tesco says it wants to do this is because it can do this just as well during the daytime, and their argument is it will also free up staff to spend more time on the shop floor dealing with customer inquiries. So in total, if you take the two announcements together, it means that getting on for some 16,000 jobs, 1,600 jobs, put my teeth back in, are at risk. The interesting thing, though, is that Tesco is also stressing that right now within its business, it has some 3,000 job vacancies, and therefore it's pretty confident that a lot of the people whose jobs are under risk from these twin announcements will be rehired elsewhere during the business. Now, the backdrop to all of this, it comes at an incredibly interesting time for the UK grocery market, because 2 out of the traditional big 4 have just changed hands. Asda was obviously bought last year by the Issa brothers, who built their fortune from garage forecourts. And then, of course, just before Christmas, Morrison's was the subject of a very heated takeover battle between private equity buyers. It's been bought by Clayton, Dubilier and Rice, which is a private equity firm, interestingly advised by Sir Terry Leahy, the former Tesco chief executive, and now currently run by David Potts, who is a former Tesco executive as well. Those businesses have changed hands. You could expect there to be a fair bit of turmoil within those businesses, and a lot of people, incidentally, analysts are speculating that you could see prices going up, particularly at Asda, because those businesses, once they're owned by private equity buyers, they've both been heavily hocked up with debt in order for those deals to go through. Well, the buyers of those businesses potentially will have to claw back some of that debt, repay that debt down quickly, potentially by putting up prices. And of course, they have cover to do this right now because there is inflation in the market more generally. Now, potentially, you'd think that would leave Tesco and Sainsbury's, as the 2 stock market listed players, a lot more stability of ownership right now, with a lot more to play for in terms of cutting prices. And of course, as I mentioned, you've got the German hard discounters, Aldi and Lidl, sitting there in the background right now. It's a time of great turmoil and shake-up in the grocery industry, and I think this is part and parcel of that. Tesco really wanting to sharpen up its act and potentially turn the screw, I think, on both Asda and Morrison's in particular.